Alright, welcome back, Beaver lovers. So we are in the process of connecting our Beaver apartment block, whatever you want to call it, our homestead, as you were, to our blueberry bush factory and possibly excavation area. While in the course of building this, I did make an oopsie. So, that being said, we are going to hopefully fix that in the 21 days. It should be, shouldn't take us any time at all, but basically I went in and I had to break up some of these platforms because we had 3 platforms, and I had to put basically 2 and 1 to kind of get so the beaver can get underneath it, and then I'm high prioritizing the ladders so we can get up here and start doing that project. But in order to do that, we need to get first a couple of things built, and it looks like they're actually able to reach all that, so we're just going to kind of let that be. But yeah, I wanted to kind of explain that. So hopefully in the 21 days plus, because we'll have a good tide and all that other junk, but hopefully we'll be able to get this fixed. It looks like they're able to walk over it no problem, so shouldn't necessarily worry about that. I'm not necessarily worried about getting transportation thing before coming in. Obviously I made some modifications, so we have ladders. We're going to get some trees moved out of the way just in case we need to. Basically I try to give them access with building supplies and stairs, ladders, all that, platforms and all that other junk, so we can get this whole area built up, and that way the transportation system can get going. Don't see it having a problem, but did finally, oh yeah, then we'll just upgrade all of that because we need elsewhere. There's no real reason to have it over there if, yeah. So everything else is going swimmingly. We have beavers in all the right places. We are collecting a buttload of water to the point to where we, at this current point in time, don't really have to worry about water anymore, because 10K will definitely outlast any droughts that we have. And I think we actually finished, filled up all of our stuff. So that being said, that's good news. The only problem at this current point in time that we have to be worried about is our bad water diversion system thing that we got going on a couple of levels above this. So we need to pay attention to that, and hopefully that will work out in the intended manner. We obviously have a bunch of bad water stored up. That way we can get this going. We are collecting a bunch of science so we can get whatever we deem necessary in that aspect, which this current point in the game I don't really think is a whole heck of a, if I'm being truly honest. Like I said, we have ideas on other things to get this kind of manageable, but in all honesty I don't really know what any of them could be, besides maybe drilling out this way and just allowing bad water to flow this way during a bad tide, because I'm at this point anything, you know, and that will give them, that's actually not a bad idea. Coming in here and allowing him to build down in this area and just letting it drop straight down. Let's get into that camera angle and kind of let's see what this middle piece drops down on, because that would then be the next problem if we had to get into there, which I don't think will be a problem, just because of simple fact of, as it kind of stands, we have enough metal for what we need. Got this over here, we just started into this one, have this one over here that's, I mean, it's almost tapped out, but all intents and purposes pretty much where it needs to be. Let's go into the cave since we do have a couple of jobs that need filled. Let's unplay a few of these to kind of help with beaver population. Like I said, we got 18 jobs that we need filled, and we have 49 free beds, obviously, because we're needing to... I'm just curious, what happens if we pause it? Alright. Pause the bigger one to see what kind of happened. Alright, let's pause this one. That one wasn't as big. Alright, I like where this is going though. Okay, we can't pause that one. But we got some of the bigger ones paused, which, I mean, is the goal, the end game here. Having all of this be livable and more functioning, I guess you could say. Which we're doing a pretty good job of, I would say. We have some pumps over here. This is full, and I would assume this is our max. So we can hold about 10k worth of water. I don't think we're actually pumping anymore. And it's good to see that everybody's using the food over here. Obviously this makes a longer track because all of our food is stored way over yonder, or at least produced way over here. But the fact that we're able to kind of climb our little pantry, get in here and hop on over does help out a lot. I do think it is time that we kind of get into the spot where we start trying to figure out what we want to do over here. I have ideas, but I mean those ideas require a lot of I guess building material and building ideas. And yeah, so hopefully we can get this soybean thing going. That would be nice. I do want to add a little bit more to the soybeans and kind of get this area down to this level to where soybeans can free here. I think we're doing okay. We'll probably have to add another beaver farmland right here to get this kind of integrated and working. But I'm liking how all those lights look pretty amazing if I do say. Alright, we got 23 beds. Let's finish this one. Okay, let's get these guys going. And now we got 3 beds. Alright, so let's crash this one. That is so much real estate there. And let's get that one going. Get this going. And we're going to come in and collect all this stuff because that is a whole bunch of logs that would very well used in other places of the map. Get an actual good view of it if my mouse will work. And look at that. That is a lot of real estate that we just freed up right there. And read this one, so that's more real estate. And then we'll come in and collect these planks because obviously aren't going. And let's pause this one. There we go. And just again. So now we have very little housing over there, over here in our district, and we got one more house to go, and I don't know if that's going to be enough to get rid of the, so probably have to build another one big house just to get that, you know, put some planks over here, just kind of square that up. That'll give us, actually if we put it up like that, that should give us 3 more houses theoretically, so that'll be nice. All right, so there was a small little break in everything. and I deleted some of these houses because we obviously had the houses at our other place over here, and we can start playing that. So we have this house being built, we have no beavers, homeless, and then we're going to end up putting these big SOBs right at... Oh, I need one more path. I was like, that looks like that should fit, but it doesn't, because obviously we're missing one little area. So now that that's fixed, let's put this right there, and then that'll be a nice even whatchamacallit. It should look all nice and pretty. Back over here we are... Hey, they built it. Alright, so we're done with that, so we don't have to worry about that necessarily. I don't think there's yeah, we need to add a way to get into here so that our beavers can come and then repair this, because that's part of the mistake I made earlier. And sorry, it's been a minute since I've actually played, so we're gonna get that into the swing of things, get this kind of medium priority along with, just so that one, they should be able to like map their way around here to get down there. But this is looking very excellent. I'm liking how this is looking. We got all of our fun little toys over here. Let's start adding some well-being. We can't do the showers yet. We can't, we got those going. So let's add a couple of, where are these, scratching posts? We'll add a couple of those. Go under that? Can. So would that work? We did something like this. So we can put that there, and then obviously when we have water we can yeah, okay. Yeah, that'll work. So we can add those there. And then that will have them happy. So let's see what other well-being things we can add. Need some bad water. We can add a couple of these, and let's go into storage and add the right storage mechanic. And then we can make this extract. That'll be brought here. What other well-beings can we add? This needs power. That also needs power. Wait, hold on. We're going to do this a different way. Where's the rooftop terrace? I'm going to come this way. And then add. Alright, so I think 2 should be fine. And then we actually we're gonna have to add one more. And then add that, there we go. And then we can add those, and then that should, this area should be very well happionized or something like that. So we can come over here and get rid of this house. And there we go. And then we can get rid of these. So we are definitely in a very good place of as far as like moving everybody from to and fro and getting them perfectly situated. Are we able to put paths on these? We are. Doesn't really do us much good because sorry, I'm trying to figure out how we're getting down here. Alright, I think I got it. Think we got it, and then it comes down here, follows there, bam, bam, bam. That's probably the longest route ever, but guess what? It will get the job done. You know what I'm saying? All right, so wood is starting to bounce back up, which is kind of what we needed because we were kind of struggling there for a second, and we're in a drought. So obviously none of this stuff is going to be able to be used, well, at least the water stuff, but we can live with that. And then if we come up here, kind of put that a little bit of a higher priority because he'll be able to cut those logs down, be able to get that going. That's Karabi's. Oh, okay. Alright, so we're doing good there. We got this going. This is going to be a nice little area to get going. I like the way that looks, but obviously we have to come down here and get this going. It would be easier if they could just start building this and then going this way. It'd be easier that way anyway. Why do we have 7? Why do we have 7 open beds? That might be problematic. Alright, let's get these two kind of a little bit of a higher priority. So at least we can take care of that little injustice. I'll pause you. You can go find something else to do. Wait. Oh, that would make sense. We can unplay that. And we'll prioritize the haulers so that they come and get the wood. This is looking very good. We have all of our water pumpers going. We have 10K worth of water. We're just needing a few finer details built on some areas to get this kind of going, which is going to require a lot of wood. So I kind of understand what the problem is. Alright, now we can come down here. We're gonna go 3. Oh wait. How about we reverse that? And then, because I think the original idea was to go this way, go 1 down. We'll re-TNT this up. Yeah, that'll work. We can do it that way. I don't care who you are. TNT, accepting goods. And we're just going to need that for a minute because what we're going to do is, I mean, we might already have this done by the time this gets built, but anyway, if we can have TNT stored here, then we can then just, they'll come out, drop it off here, TNT this up so we can get this flat, looking like we're needing it to be, and then start figuring out how we're going to get rid of this. Oh, we're also TNTing this up. Oh, that's so we can get the actual this soybean farm going. Let's get that one going. I don't know. Oh, you're not replacing it because we didn't have room for it, but now we have room for it, so you should be replacing it. That looks like a rainbow. That looks really cool. I like how that looks. That's actually pretty fantastic, if I'm being perfectly honest with everybody. Alright, so we're still needing a little bit of extra power, but not by, maybe by much. How do we want to fix that? Alright, so we have 2 jobs that need to be filled. I think it's about time start using some of this free space that we now have. Alright, that's fully loaded. Alright, that's fully loaded. Yeah. Another builder's hut would be perfect. Because I think water we're good on. We have that pretty much sorted out. What is this? That's going to be another water source, which, I mean, all honesty, doesn't need to be happening. We just need stuff over here being built. Which I think at this current point in time, all anyone's ever doing is just taking stuff over here. And I don't think anything's actually really getting built at this current point in time. And then we're having this side project of coming up here. And then getting up here and starting to demolish this to get some more area to do things in. We're obviously going to have to wall this up so that bad water doesn't freak out, but yeah, we're eventually going to go up here, get this going, where is it? In science? I think it's in this one. Yes, getting the dirt excavator and start drilling down to get some access to dirt. That way we can, I don't know, do something else. Figure that out as that goes down. And then let's open this up so we actually have beavers that are working and pumping, because right now I think we could do with a little bit of bad water in our life. But yeah, I'm still thinking maybe if we like came down here, buried this out right here, like use some TNT and got that going, and maybe put like some sluices or something like that right there, and then we could just let bad water like it could constantly flow. We could have it just enough to where this always stays open, stays at the right level, and then just flows out. And then once again, then we could put these tunnels. Actually, I'm gonna let this fill up, but the tunnels above it then could flow into here also. And then that might actually work. That might actually work. Alright. All right, so let's start getting this going into effect. Let's go. Oops, wrong button. We need to go up one. Let's move about right here. Then that should work. Come over here. And then I'm kind of making the opening large. That way it can deal with the amount of water. So then if we fix this, all right, we'll dig that down. So we're gonna come out this hole right here and we're gonna dig this down. Probably have to fix this. We'll destroy this and fix it again. Yeah, and then we can do that, which would then hopefully fix our blunder over here, because like I said, this still hasn't been tested. But if we're able to then use this route as a secondary thing and just kind of see what happens as far as it flowing into the middle and all that other stuff, I'd rather get this built before we start messing around with stuff in the middle of the mountain. Did we get any of this built? Nope, we're still... I don't know what we're doing. We're off in La La Land. Maybe it's because it's far away. Maybe let's go to storage and like add this over here. And then we can go add planks and wood. Max that out because I don't even know what we're building right now. And then if we're able to get this going, that'll be receiving goods, and that'll be receiving goods, and then that way hopefully we'll have building materials over here in case we need to build stuff. Because I feel like that's kind of something we're struggling with these two especially. And we can get rid of it. Alright, we have one TNT over there, so we need to fix that. And then once this comes down, we should be able to get to this last little bit. Maybe. That might be a problem. Alright, so prioritize. And that way we'll have all the building materials over here that we need, so then they bink and then we're all good. Just need very simple stuff that we can get there. So if we can get that built, that'd give us more builders. I don't know if that necessarily is going to help, but hope for the best, I guess, at this point. Okay, so it looks like we're starting to build structure pieces. Oh, what have we here? Alright, we got that going. We building any of this stuff? I know once this little platform comes down, then everything else becomes very straightforward. Go ahead and get that taken care of. I still wish these were bigger. That's just sad. But the fact that we got those going definitely helps us out. How are we doing? These aren't even full. We're doing a good job there. Still need to get something going as far as once we build this, we'll have a secondary way to get here, and then we can demolish this as long as it's like during like a long drought and bad tide, and then reconfigure this. The only problem is, well, I mean, if we dig down and then we get some dirt, then we can put that over the top of this and then it'd be gone again. But we'd still have the tiger stripes. But do we care about the tiger stripes? That's a question. It's another massive build. We'll take care of that in a minute. Or not in a minute, but we'll take care of that in the future. We need to take care of that right now. Okay, do I need to make these like immediate? I don't really know what you guys are doing because you're not doing what I want you to do. I know you're building this, but I have other needs, including housing. Alright, so we got these going. Those are extra builders. Very curious to see what bad tide would do, because like I said, we haven't gotten a bad tide since we put this up. And I try to put a path here. There we go. Maybe it didn't click in. Huh. What are we doing on the... Just take 70 logs, people. Just takes the 70 logs. I don't feel like I'm asking for a whole heck of a lot, but these beavers, I am usually mistaken. Excellent. Yeah, once this gets built, then we'll focus on the top, then we'll also focus on how far exactly we want this to go down, so then obviously the bad water isn't affecting us, but crazy part is I don't remember. Hey, you got logs that I want you to cut down, but as far as logs go, that's about it. Will they get up here? Are you? Maybe not. Nope. That was intelligence. Alright, and now let's get rid of this. See how well that works out. That looks a lot better. Might as well put this at a higher priority so that way beavers actually build, they can go through here instead of, I don't know what they're doing. I think they're coming the other way, but that'll definitely help the situation. Alright, so if they wanted to, they could walk from this farmland here, or they can jump in and then go that way. Alright, good deal. Still very curious on how they're going to do it. Because I think what's going to end up happening is they're going to build this tube system before they build anything. And right now, obviously, we have beavers that are... Which one's that one? Seriously? Don't have any of those. Oop. Let's add another gutter right there. Got plenty to hold down this area. Yeah, we'll hold those off there because, I mean, building too much, I guess. Overwhelming them. But they should be able to build everything straight from the tunnel. Awesome. There we go. Yeah, this will get built in no time. But yeah, apparently once they get put on a project, they're not changing their mind. But good news is we're coming in from both angles, so that shouldn't take too terribly long to finish. And we're about to get water, so everything's about to come back to life. Just need housing. Yeah, that'll hurt. And then, yeah. So once we get this built, we should get the houses done. Craziest thing, like you got a section there, a little small section here, bigger section, then another section. These guys are all over the place. And you would think with all the building beavers that we got going on that we'd be in a much better place. Have all those going. Do we have any of these going? Yeah, we got a few of those going. Alright, so we have enough going and it looks like it's keeping our population pretty steady. But alright, so now we got, okay. That's green from there. How long? Okay, those don't take long. Die. Probably need to look into that. But if we had this going, might as well just on the simple. That's a big water hole. Might have been a little bit bigger than I thought it would be. But anyway, I'll make sure that all this stays green so we don't have to worry about was it bad water? No, drought. So this will always be livable. Oh man. That is just get all those beavers. That's 184 beavers. Boom. You would think with all those beavers we'd have better workforce. And give me the water. Let's see it. Let me see the water. Yeah, I like the fact that all of them go to work. Boom. Yeah, we might have to wait until the 18 hours are up to watch that again, because that was actually pretty impressive. You guys should be able to start pumping relatively soon. It only went down 500 water, so I mean, these guys are pumping. All right. It shouldn't take too long for those guys to start going again. How are we doing on power? That's crazy, even with all those going. I felt like we should be like way over, like, I felt like we should be at like 900, 9,000, my bad, 9,000, what I meant. All these water wheels and the engines, because each one of these engines provide 200. Four or fives. So that's 20,000. No, that can't be right. 1,000? Apparently math is not my... Two thousand. There we go. Sorry, I had to figure it out before I could let that go. Alright, did they build all the underneath platforms? No. We still need these 4. Yeah, once we get these 4, then they'll be able to build that. This one's pretty much done. I think the next thing they need to add is us being able to actually like go into the tunnels and like trying out like the zip lines and all that fun jazz. Like that'd be cool to watch this, like go into the pipeline and whoosh around from place to place. I think that'd be cool. They have mods where you can be first person, but you can't like interact with anything. You're just like a first person beaver. Oh, I can unclick that. Alright, 2 more pieces and we are done. Then our map will be fully connected and they'll be able to go pretty much around in a circle, all the way around. Oh, we missed it. did. Still looks pretty cool. Like I said, they don't need to leave anywhere because we got food, we got a little bit of water. All those are colors. This one colors. See, look, now they all go to work. I love it. I love having a home and a workplace. Just feel like this puts the map together. And we now have completed the circle. Look at that. Everybody can travel whichever way they want now. It is a free-flowing transportation system. I just wish we could get further back to watch all the beavers travel. That's about as good as it's gonna get. That's about as good as I can get it for you guys. It's actually not bad. Look at that. Go Bink. I like it. Look at that. Let's get that out of the way. There's your thumbnail right there. Look at that. Got all these little lights going. Beaver's able to travel all over the place. I like it. Oh, sorry. That was my phone. Alright, move for me. Oh, that was autosave. That makes a lot of sense. Alright, we got 5 free beds. Where did I decide to put the... Oh, that's the... Yes, okay. Got those. Let's put some decorative stuff in here, because apparently decorative stuff does help the beavers out. Rotate. Ooh, lanterns, I like. Yes. Put a few of those around. What else can we put over here? I don't know what that is. We'll put one right there. Put one right there. Decorate this place up. A beaver statue. Why not? That there. And then we're gonna come over and I don't know what a bell would be for, but sure. Maybe put that there and then it'll signify, you know, bad tide coming or something. I think I put that in backwards. There we go. Now let's come over here to Work Central and get seasick real quick. And we'll put that there. Put a bell over here. Put this statue there. Put stuff. We're just throwing stuff everywhere. Because why not? You know what I'm saying? Put a couple of lanterns around. So that at least we can light up certain sections. I don't know if it actually lights up, but why not? like I said, we're just trying to find places to put certain objects just to kind of help their overall happiness. And make this more of a beaver empire, you know? I don't even know what I'm talking about. We're just saying words at this point in time. Lantern over here. Lantern over here. Lantern there. We'll even put a statue. Put a statue right there, why not? Put one right there. Put one right there. And that should work. We got plenty of stuff for them to build. Obviously we got housing and happiness things. Ooh, we can change this. Okay, so we're gonna have one of those. We're gonna have one of those. And if I can that one, and I want one of those. Oh, we should probably make those priority haulers. Priority haul. There we go. I like it. And once we get some of this stuff built, oh, look at that. Ooh, we got 3 days until the bad tide approaches. We got plenty of water. Should have plenty of food. Then during that time, we should get some of the stuff built, and then everybody's going to be in a much better place. Happy-wise, anyway. Is that all we're building, though? Come on. There we go. See how far these guys can. These guys I know are done, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers at this point. We'll get those up there and make sure all of this sanction to be cut. Then we'll come around just for the sake of needing to do it in the future. We'll do that one as well. Ooh, we got 11. Oh, they built that water. Holy cow, we got so much water. And we got that built, which is nice, so we're protected there. I would expect in the next couple of little segments that this thing's really going to start bouncing up our overall happiness thing, especially when they start building some of these. I saw that in our folktale playthrough. Holy cow, look at all of that. That is crazy. And we're gonna come over here, and I don't have a place to put it. I mean, I have a place to put it. Alright, we will put it. Nope, I want this. There we go. Alright, we're not gonna have a... I'm gonna let it... We're gonna get to this point, and then once we get to that point, then we'll call it, and then we'll see how it... Alright, let's go ahead, get going with this. Destroy that. And what did I do? We did 2. And we'll let that play out. And once that goes, then we'll destroy this, and then we'll get it. Yep. Everything will be fine. What else do we, whatever. Alright, so we got water everywhere. Fantastic, because I have a feeling this next little water cycle, especially it being bad water, is going to come in and be a little vindictive. We'll try it right there. I want this to build up. I don't care that it drains out, but I'd like it to be at least to where at least fill up this back part right. Like I said, I don't care if this drains into there, but as long as it's like it's flowing and we're actually able to get something, that'd be great. And I think they lost the ability to kind of reach over here, so we're just going to pat that out for them from this point. So those are 2. Sure, we get that added. What are we focused? We haven't started building that yet. So, but we have let this drain a lot, so we need to get that going back up. So our bad water pumpers can actually pump up nastiness. And I don't think I'm going to be able to sit because I'm going to have to go take care of some other things. But let the 5 seconds play out right here. Very curious how much water is in here. You know how like they measure here? Okay, there's right now there's 341 liters or whatever. So that's more or less what I'm curious about. Alright, pause. Alright, 18 days, we can deal with 18 days. Alright, let's see how this bad boy handles. Alright, so far so good. Alright, that's just open. Alright, it's starting to build up. Starting to get psychotic. But staying under here. That's the point. Oh, you guys are building it from the top. I can deal with that. Alright, so far so good. I don't know if we have to go further into this, but we're gonna watch this for a second because I wanna very curious on if this actually works. Obviously we have this one exiting. Why is this turning red? Who changed that? Close above. But this should be... Oh. That was probably my bad. There you go. A little contamination never hurt anybody. Alright, so this topper did work. So, that problem's fixed. That did fix that problem. No contamination anywhere. That slowed this water down. Are we dripping anywhere? Nope. Solid, our only mistake was right there. Alright, good deal. Alright. We fixed a problem. We set up a new district kind of thing going on. Anyway. So, we're gonna finish dealing with this bad water, but if you like what you saw, hit the thumbs up and leave a comment on maybe some buildings, maybe new ideas, whatever, what have you. And I will catch you guys on the next video.